Keri Hilson knows she could play crazy. Chris Warren gives us the switch up to his hated character, Hayden. And hey, Annie, Ilonzeh, this trifecta made for a beautiful thriller. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV, but with a film review. And shout out to Muriel Dawkins for making this special request in the comment section. She checked out my Why Fatima Chose Zach video and decided to add a little bit of twist in the comment section and asked me to watch two of BET Plus's newest feature films. One is titled Ruin, and that is what we will be talking about in this video. So consider this my official Ruin movie review. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification, because if you don't know, I'm your good sis you love to talk TV and film with, and I break down all of the hottest, the latest that you guys are absolutely loving when it comes to television and film. We talk about characters, plots, storylines, basically everything that there is to talk about with these dope portrayals. And as I mentioned, this is going to be a breakdown of the film Ruin, currently streaming on BET Plus. And even though I just told you it's streaming on BET Plus, I am still standing strong, 10 toes down with the actors and writers who are currently on strike. Before we jump into this video, I have to let you know that this video was created during the 2023 WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Without the labor of the writers and actors currently on strike, the series being covered here wouldn't exist. Through the duration of these strikes, my company and I stand in solidarity with both unions and are refusing paid opportunities presented by struck companies such as the 8 major Hollywood studios. Content created on Erica Vane platforms are independent of any struck company and not created in promotion of said company. Articles, videos, and audio posts are created in critique of the media in support of the artists who created it. It is important that you, the audience, know that these strikes are a result of corporate greed. The writers and actors have been victimized by major studios for quite some time, and the time is now to demand fair pay and working conditions, standardized practices across streaming business models, and other terms that will ensure the pipeline for new aspiring creatives remains open and viable for years to come. At this time, neither union is calling for a boycott of any television or film content. If you would like to support either or both unions, consider donating to strike funds, walking local picket lines, and using your social media platform to amplify messages delivered daily by union members and leaders. Links to official websites and more information can be found in the description box down below. Videos explaining both strikes and continual strike news can be found on Erica Vane TV. Now let's get into it. Okay, so I don't know if I was supposed to laugh as much as I did, because this was definitely supposed to be not necessarily scary, which is why I said this is definitely a thriller. It's a drama thriller. But I don't think I was supposed to laugh as much as I did. Keri Hilson, I think that she did a great job playing the completely batch crazy Taura Bridges, right? I think that she had a phenomenally fun time doing it. You could tell that she was able to just live and breathe in the skin of this character and just go with it. And this girl is off her damn rocker. If you haven't watched it already and you do not like spoilers, then go ahead and skip this review, babe, because I'm about to go ahead and spoil some things. I got to tell y'all what's the setup, what actually go down, and I'm about to do that right now. So Taura Bridges is basically a lover scorn, but she suffers from some kind of psychosis or something, because her ass been crazy since like crazy. Like, she been crazy for at least 17 years. We get to see, like, at the start of this film, we get to see time jump. So we get to see when Chris Warren's character, who is Landon Richards, when he meets his college sweetheart, Liv, and the progression of their relationship. He is so in love. He's an OBGYN. He is pioneering, has a center that he offers these services, which is pay what you can. And it's really just trying to be a really great guy. Like, for all intents and purposes, Landon is a great guy. But he has this seedy ass past with this past love, this high school love, who comes back. And his past love was Taura Bridges, who happened to be his fiance well before he actually thought of or knew who Liv was, right? And he leaves her ass 10 minutes before they supposed to be walking down the aisle. And he does it over the damn phone. Now, once we get to the end of the film and you get more backstory of like what happened and why he don't actually recognize her when he sees her again, because she had to have total reconstructive surgery on her whole face, body, everything, because her ass gets thrown off the top of a parking garage. Not us giving Gary Borders. Not Hayden is best friends with Gary Borders and now both y'all asses throwing pictures off the top. Like, it's wild, right? So when she reappears 16 years later, he doesn't even recognize her. He doesn't recognize her when she hops her ass up on that examination tables and spreads the wide eagle. Hey, he has to give her a pap smear, and then she gets to moaning and groaning. And y'all, it's that. It's giving all that. So I ain't even gonna hold you. It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. I peeped some of the plot points and some of the things that were going to happen. And I'm not typically that person. Like, I don't be trying to guess what's about to happen. But it was very straightforward of like, okay, she's super crazy. This is where this is going. And as the story unfolded, it's like, okay, we clearly have to go this way. But Landon don't recognize her when he does this damn pap smear that she get the moaning in. He don't recognize her after when he goes to the couples therapy, because guess what? She's happened to stumble upon Liv, Landon's wife, at some kind of like marketplace within the neighborhood because she's new to the damn area, and overhears Liv talking about her and Landon struggling because Landon is a revolutionary OBGYN. He's pushing the envelope when it comes to reproductive health, but his wife can't have kids. That's the gotcha, right? So she supposedly overhears, but it's like, girl, you also know how to do math. At least you might be crazy, but you also know how to do math, and the math ain't mathing. The craziest part about this whole thing is the thing that brought Taura's ass out of hiding, out of hibernation, from wherever the hell she was lurking, whatever rock she was under. It was a press conference at the opening of the new reproductive health center when Landon proclaimed to all of the land that his life was nothing before Liv, and how she is his muse and she is his everything, and he ain't never loved another woman, ain't never gonna love another woman. And that got the Taura to stirring. Got her to stirring, got her to cooking. She done already came up with a whole other persona. But the thing that they didn't really fully clarify is like, we get moments with it early on and in the middle of it where we're getting this call back to this little TEDx talk that Taura / Dr. Torres did, and she's going by this name Dr. Torres when her real name is Taura Bridges. And I'm just like, well, how does she build a sustainable ass reputation where she has this talk, she has this website, she has this practice, even though we don't get to see any of her other partners? She's very reputable within the community, and nobody realizes that it's a damn facade. And she also just popped up out of nowhere. So like, part of me is like, there's really great bones here for what the story could be, but a lot of it I could not take seriously because there's certain plot holes like that. Like, she came up out of nowhere 16 years later talking about she had the 16-year-old son because the son damn survived. All these things start to reveal itself, and it's just like, clearly you're lying about a bunch of things, but even the setup of the lies don't make no damn sense. And she seemed a little bit more strategic than this. So there were parts of it where I'm like, oh, I'm taken out of it because it's a little bit too much missing information, not enough clear, I guess, connection points. But again, I still in general enjoyed the watch. It was interesting for me, not necessarily in the story because the story was kind of predictable, but it was interesting to watch Keri flourish in this role. She really, really like lived and breathed psychotic break. She lived and breathed like, if I can't have you, nobody will. She lived and breathed, there's nothing left for me. All the way up until the end, which I definitely think that they're going to wind up doing a sequel to this just because of how they ended it. You know, before Taura gets her ass up out of there, or before Liv stabs her and sends her to the hospital for emergency surgery, Taura / Dr. Torres is able to kill Liv's brother, who thought he was just too cool. And shout out to him. He was on the newest iteration of Tough Love, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Tough Love and the creators of Tough Love. It's a web series, the first place that I have ever seen Ebony Obsidian on. It was the first season of that, or the first iteration, and they have spinoffs in LA. And the guy who plays Jayce, Liv's brother in this, was also in the third spinoff, or the third iteration of Tough Love, which is Tough Love in Landon. I'm like, I know I've seen him somewhere. So shout out to him, but he definitely bit the dust because Taura's ass is, as we mentioned, crazy. But he thought he was too cool for school. He thought he was going to be able to smash and get the information. I'm also like, Liv, why in the hell did you send him in there? Once you realize, you started putting two to two together, this lady done broke into your damn house. Y'all never found a camera, which is wild to me. The fact that you have dealt with this psychopath and you ain't have your house swept is beyond me. But I digress. This lady locked you in her office, supposedly going to your car to get a charger for a damn computer, leaves for what seems like an hour or two, and you don't break out the damn windows. You realize the phone ain't actually plugged into nothing because all of this is prop stuff, and she goes to your house and destroys your kid's nursery. And then we still don't have we don't have a house swept for bugs. We decided to send our brother in to do recon and sleep with it. Liv, I'm gonna need you to get your mind right. You're a mother now, so hopefully you got better instincts. But Liv was fumbling all up and through this damn movie, and I was just like, girl, why are you doing the things that you're doing? Why are you randomly trusting this lady that you met randomly who was ear hustling with all of your deepest, darkest secrets? The moment that you found that damn yearbook, why in the hell did you even engage any further? Yes, because Liv, after the session that Dr. Torres decides to break it off with her because, Landon don't want to come back to therapy, so this means that we can't actually be here because my program only works when it's a couple. Meanwhile, you already did a bunch of solo sessions with her to probe her for all the information that you could possibly get, and you locked her in your damn office. Liv finds a damn yearbook with your old face because you were a child before you got tossed your ass off of that parking garage. That's not funny. That's not funny. But who you were in high school, and y'all are like high school sweethearts to the 10th power, and then she still want to play goofy ass games with you after she saw that. She's putting two and two together. She sees the earring from the damn TEDx talk, and that's what connected you to the damn nursery, and she still wanted to send her brother in there to do recon. She still wanted to loop in her best friend to I guess she needed to pull the damn DNA, but then, Taura go up there and think she's going to Incredible Hulk and break down the goddamn lab. I'm like, thank God the friend got away, because I wouldn't have left that damn lab. She would have had to break up everything in there. She would have had to set the whole damn hospital on fire to get my ass up out of there. Why would I run and I'm in the hospital with other people and this bitch is crazy? Like certifiable crazy. So much stuff went down in this damn film, y'all. And a lot of it was very laughable. Keri Hilson has so many moments where she really sells the crazy, because to me, crazy is not necessarily, and I don't mean like people who have I guess this is also uncontrollable. This isn't a dig to people who suffer from mental health illnesses. This is literally me speaking about this specific character in the portrayal that was made. So no, I'm not stereotyping crazy people. I just want to make that clear. I understand the landscape that we're in this day and time. Be very clear. I'm clear. I want y'all to be very clear of what the hell I'm talking about. I really register people who are about that life and want the smoke kind of crazy when they are calm in their psychotic behaviors. When somebody is supposed to be crazy and they flailing and they yelling and they doing a bunch, I feel a little bit safer, because I'm just like, you so damn erratic that you ain't gonna be able to organize much of nothing really. It's not that you're not a threat, but you're less of a threat to me than the calm crazy motherfucker. The calm crazy Keri was giving, walking down these steps after she got her ass thrown down them steps and almost broke her arm. The calm crazy when she got knocked out of her, that kind of crazy is the real scary kind of crazy, because that's some Terminator That's some you will not die. And if you did die, you will come back from the dead just for my ass kind of crazy. And I don't know if I am qualified to go up against that kind of crazy. I don't know. Now, on the review, get back to the review side of things. Like, all right, Erica, stop cracking all these goddamn jokes. I don't feel like this might have been Chris Warren's best, which is wild. I don't like the character Hayden, but I feel like I liked him better as Hayden. In this, he has to play, you know, super great guy, picture perfect, Kodak, yada, 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 like commercial, I don't know how else to describe it. And while he does it, some parts feel very fake, but not in a way of like, oh, I gotta portray like my life is perfect. It feels kind of fake and like it don't feel fluid. Like there are points where I've watched Chris Warren perform as Hayden and Sisters, and you really believe it because it's kind of like in his body. There are parts of this where there are things that he has to do and say that don't actually feel natural or in his body. So I don't know if he's actually as tapped into this character as he is with his Sisters character. And I'm only making this comparison because I have such a huge Sisters audience. When you watch him in this, it's going to be cool and refreshing, as I mentioned at the top of this video, to see him in a lighter light, to see him just super obsessed with his wife and just super like, women, yes, I'm gonna do whatever I can, especially because Hayden is such a misogynist. But overall, I just don't think that this is Chris's strongest performance. I don't think that this is like the best representation of what he can bring to the table acting wise. But again, I still enjoyed the watch. I just have seen more from him. And I wasn't really familiar with Annie. And I don't necessarily know how I feel about their chemistry as a couple. I think that Keri was super dropped in, but for both of them, well, maybe Annie was like really dropped in. I'm not even gonna hold you. Annie was dropped in to Liv. Liv, from a story point of view, she made so many decisions that just didn't make no goddamn sense to me. And she also, for me, I don't know if she was supposed to, but she really read very like, it's hard to sympathize with you, other than the fact that like you're struggling to have kids, but you're sitting around here whining about not having no career, not having no purpose, but you're also doing nothing about it. You're whining about being put in this box to just be a breeder and birth his kids that you can't seem to have, but you also like are just not, you're not doing anything. And then when you start to do things, oh my God, the biggest thing I struggled with her was when all of that stuff got uploaded to her social media account after she had the interaction with Dr. Torres / Taura, where Taura was able to gain access to her like social media and know her password or whatever. And she immediately thought that Landon would go and put up all this weird ass about how she hates her clients, these seductive ass photos, when one, you said it yourself at the top of the film, he's not on social media, which is why you thought it was okay to sell y'all damn baby clothes that you felt like y'all weren't going to be able to use because you thought that he was never going to see it. So why all of a sudden midway through the damn movie, now all of a sudden he got enough gumption, he can get into Canva and make a bunch of graphics to be able to shame you and your business. Like, girl, that makes no sense. And she literally jumped to that conclusion so quickly as if it was just concrete. And it's like moments like that I really struggle with her because it's one thing to like struggle with miscarriages, struggle with being able to conceive and feeling less of a woman. I understand that 100%, but it's another to then allow this to be the scapegoat that basically validates to you to kind of like dismiss and go against all of your husband's character, because up until this point he had not shown you that he was that person. He's for the most part been supportive. Maybe you felt like he needed to be more supportive of you and your business, but I also don't know if we got to see enough of you actually being down for your business. And it's really hard for somebody to like buy into something that the person that is directly tied to isn't bought into. The best analogy I can give is like nobody's going to jump out and help somebody whose car is stuck on the side of the road and they sit next to it. But a lot of people will probably jump up to help if they are riding down the road and they see a woman pushing her own car. They're going to try to get behind and help you damn push. Like, you got to do something. So, like, that also speaks to, like, to me, some of the plot holes, because it wasn't fully clear that he wasn't supportive. And then the dialogue that they gave him was that he loves her, that he supports her, that he would do anything for her. He's the breadwinner. He's like taking care of everything so that she can just frolic and just do whatever, right? Even when she's struggling with these miscarriages and struggling with not being able to conceive, we don't really ever get to see him blame her, which is something I think that happens unintentionally sometimes with men, or just because they're so frustrated, they don't know what to do with their emotions. That to me doesn't actually happen. So I struggle with her and being fully sympathetic, because I'm like, girl, like, at some point you're gonna have to do something. You sitting around here whining when you literally have not all of the options in the world, but you have all of the agency. Like, you're not in a marriage where the boy literally just wants you barefoot and pregnant, and he don't want you to touch nothing, don't want you to do nothing, don't want you to know nobody. Like, you're literally free to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do, and he hopes that y'all have a kid. He don't want you to ever give up on it, but he also is not shunning you from your hopes and your dreams. Yeah. That's what I got from it. Let me know what you thought. If you have watched Ruined already, drop a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought. Also, let me know what you think is coming for part 2, because there's definitely a part 2 coming. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The way that they ended that, they got to do a part 2. And I'll be seated to watch it. It's your good sis, you let it talk film with. Hit that like button because you made it all the way to the end, and I know that you liked it. I cannot wait to jump in the comment section and see what you thought. Muriel, thanks again for posting a comment, telling me to check it out. They did pop up on my screen and I wanted to, and I'm like, oh, now that a subscriber has asked, I could go ahead and do it and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So thank you again. See y'all on my next one.